I'd like to say congratulations.
Oh, you're sweet. I'm just glad you're back. Well, you're not back. You're still in Texas.
Yeah, still in Texas, on location, currently in League City, Texas.
Oh, really? Where is that exactly?
It's right outside of Houston, League City.
Oh, so you're clear out east there.
Yes, I am visiting a Voice of the Veteran regular supporter in my mother, who is receiving her second vaccination today. So I'm out here.
Yay! All right. My mom got both her vaccines. I'm proud of her. This is good news. Yeah. Well, this is just what we got to do. You know what? I'm going to say this is the Voice of the Veteran show, just in case. The #1 show in the nation for firsthand veteran experience at the VA, and live streaming, or at least trying to, and include Texas in here so Nicholas could be on the show too, because I miss it. I had to do a show last week all by myself. I wasn't happy.
Yes,
It was fine.
We're supporting you in spirit, Gayle.
Ah, yes, you are. You know what? I told you, I think I texted you actually, Nicholas, that I was down in, like Huntington Beach area at the American Legion Post 555 for a VSO and post commander training session about benefits and things. And I've got all kinds of great stuff to share with you. I can't wait. I'm telling you, it's just, I'm just getting, I absolutely, every time I sit in a room with all these smart people who know all this stuff about benefits and everything, I'm just writing like a fiend, just getting stuff written down and thinking all these new great things that are going to help veterans. And I just can't wait to share it with you. So, well, I just want to tell you, I got this package here from, I guess I don't want to show everybody my address. I'll cover it up. I got this package here from the VA. Can you see that? That's the VA right there. Okay. So I got this package from the VA, Nicholas, and I'm not real happy about it because here's the deal. It's a little embarrassing to talk about now, but I went to the doctor and I went through my whole physical top to bottom, how they do, and they check us all out and how's your hearing and how's your bone density test? Well, you don't get a bone density test, I guess not, but you're way too young. But I do, and mine's fine, and all my labs are fine. So they have to find something to make us do, to check something else out, So she explains to me, she goes, Gayle, well, she didn't say it in this. She said it in doctor language. But the bottom line is that, did you know that your poop has an expiration date on it? It does. Yes, it does. And now Addie's out there can hear all our audience and everybody watching just snickering to themselves and everything. But, it makes me laugh because, the fact that it actually has a date involved, the doctor told me that she was going to give me one of those little cards, and that's what she sent me here in the mail. She sent me one of these little lab cards and stuff. And then she tells me that I have to hand carry it in. And the reason for that is this is an important thing for veterans. I know it sounds silly and it's funny because I can't even say the proper names and, whatever involved here. But anyway, she says that I have to hand carry my poop into the VA and give it to them. And the reason is because the mail takes too long for it to get to the lab. This is true. And so if it takes more than 12 days, then your poop is not okay to be tested and you have to do it all over again. And now nobody wants to do that because who can stand doing it the first time? Not me. I don't want to do this 2 times. I want it done and over with. So make sure that you hand carry it in there. And now the whole point here is this is a big opportunity for veterans because if you get upset with a VA and you want to give the VA some shit, you can do it now because they want us to do it. And they want us to go into that pharmacy and hand carry that stuff in there. And right in front of all the other veterans and family members and caregivers, you just say, here, I want to give the VA some shit, and they will take it from you. Now, here's how it goes. Here's a little card in here. Okay, there's a little card that's a mailer to go back, but you can't use it. You can't use it. You just have to put it in there and then take the whole business back into the pharmacy. Now, inside there's all kinds of instructions about how you're supposed to get this little tester thing here, and now they've labeled it with all my stuff on the other side, but I'm not going to show it to everybody. But anyway, you're supposed to mark it and label it, and then you undo this little thing right here, and you stick it in the poop, and you put it back together, and you put it in here, and then they've even got a biohazard thing to put it in there. Okay, so that goes in there, and I'm just saying that if you want to put a little message on the card to the guy who does the testing, guy or gal, whoever's doing this silly testing, these people go to college for this. I mean, seriously. I mean, nobody wants to do this, but everybody was laughing when I told them about it. And they said, this is a really great way, Gayle, to have compliance because nobody wants to do this. And it appears that it's important. I don't know how playing in your poop can be important, but anyway, that's the way it is. So this is the tester kit. Take it in. Do not mail it back because otherwise they'll be sending you a second one and you have to do it all over. So I've said my piece on that. I will not talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, but your doctor's going to surprise you. So whatever. Oh, that's it. I'm done with the poop thing.
Well, I'm not done.
I'm apologizing. I would never even talk to you about such things, Nicholas. I know it's
I'm a veteran. I have the same envelope sitting on my desk, and I haven't had the heart to do it. And a very attractive technician instructed me on how to do it.
Oh God.
But
it's painful. Who wants to do this? I mean, who makes up these tests? There's got to be a better way to do this.
Well, we left out something, Gayle. I was instructed that the best way to do it is to take that test strip and just dab it directly on the toilet paper, and then there's no problem. I just couldn't.
Fine.
That's the veteran information, first-hand veteran experience. This is voice of the veteran.
Talk about it. It's humiliating. I mean, I can't think of all the humiliating things that the military made us do. For tests and shots and everything else. And this is another one. And as long as I don't do it, but boy, once I do, I got to get that into the hospital firsthand, right in there. Did they tell you had to do that? Take it in?
No. That's the takeaway I got was I was not told not to mail it. So I did not know that there was an expiration date and it might not get there on time. I was only told to.
And I'm not joking. That's serious.
Yes, that's great information.
Oh, you'll be doing yours 2 times. If you want to do it 2 times, then you just go ahead and mail it, and you'll be sorry. I can imagine you mailing it from Texas and it taking 3 or 4 weeks. I mean,
I don't think I can do it. I think I need to call a hotline and be talked through it. Like it's traumatizing for me to even go through
suicide hotline over this. This is just look at this. Look at we've got a little thing there from somebody going, not me. Yeah, no kidding. I can't blame them. No, somebody sent in a little chat box thing. They're going, not me. See what I mean? That's why we're talking about it. It's that?
It's not an easy topic, but it does happen. And I know particularly for certain veterans, I know there's certain screenings that can be done, particularly with colon cancer and things like that. Once you're a certain age, that make it very important to actually take care of that because it's like a pre-screening thing. So that's why and it's on my roll top desk right now. I haven't had the heart to do it yet, but it is something that I am willing to do to make sure that I'm screened for colon cancer. And
I know I just have to work my way up to it. That's the whole point. It's not something that I just say, hey, I think I'll run in and do a poop test. No, I'm like, I don't know. It's frustrating.
It's not an easy topic, but it's part of veteran health, and I'm grateful that the test is available.
I
And
know it.
I'm glad
I
we're talking
know
about
it.
it today.
I learned a whole bunch of new terms. I'm not going to use them on the air. I'd rather say poop than all these other terms. Let me tell you. My God, it makes my heart pound. Okay, so
well, we're
go
gonna
ahead.
get to it.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it in the Yankee Doodleist manner that I can to make sure that I do it exactly right and all that stuff. And I read all the instructions. I had the flashlight out last night, and I was reading it in bed. I was going, "Oh no, what? You want me to what?" I mean, oh, seriously, it was just awful.
Well, a little dab will do you.
Oh, that's painful. That's painful. Okay, fine. Let's talk about vaccines. I mean, that's easier, man. I'm thinking this poop thing's going to be a callback through the whole show, so don't worry about it. I'm sorry to bring it up first thing.
Very mature here. We're very mature here on
I'm trying to be mature. Poop. Yeah. Okay, so poop isn't mature, but the other words I can't even get my mouth around them, won't do it. Okay, so I have a couple of vaccine announcements here. Let me see here. I've got, do I have a vaccine? I have a chat box thing. I want it. Yeah. We've got, hang on, let me look here. We've got vaccine locations that I want to give you today. That's right. You're right. Absolutely.
I've got them, Gayle, if you need it.
Oh, you do? If you do that, I will try to snag the thing for the chat box. I got just thrown all over this with this poop thing. I'm just discombobulated.
Copy that. While Gayle drops the information in the chat, we're happy to
talk about dropping things anywhere. Jeez, you know what I mean? I mean, this is just nuts.
Well, while Gayle drops that deuce of information in the chat box, we're happy to announce that GLA has partnered with the American Legion Post 578 and Watts Labor Community Action Committee, WLCAC, to host a two-part series of COVID vaccination events for veterans of all ages. Again, of all ages in Watts, California. The first event will be held on 3/24/21, while the second event will take place on 4/14/21. Both events will begin at 9:00 a.m. and will end at 1:00 p.m. And that is vaccination information, American Legion Post 578 and the Watts Labor Community Action Committee.
All right. At least we got something else going on here now. I'm being to tell you. Now, I've got a second one also. And the second vaccination announcement is the Saves Lives Act. And the Senate, I have to read this because who would know it just off the top of their head, but the Senate has passed legislation that would let the VA vaccinate anyone who ever served in the military, plus their spouses. And I put that information in the chat box. So that really opens the vaccine possibilities up for a lot of veterans and family members. So the measure still needs the House approval and the president's signature before it becomes a law. Okay, so, but as of now, VA facilities are generally only allowed to provide shots to veterans who are enrolled in VA healthcare, but the Saves Lives Act would expand eligibility to all veterans, their spouses, their caregivers, and in some cases, even to their children. So when children have gone through the testing of that's okay for them and stuff, the VA would be able to then give them some shots. So that's the good news.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our update on vaccine stuff, because I know we always want to say that, let people know what the current information is at the VA as far as we know it and give them some factual links and information and stuff. But another thing here that I just want to give them the link and then I want to touch bases with you on is stuff about taxes, because, taxes are coming up and, sometimes I don't pay my taxes until after the deadline because, I don't have to. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get a penalty. So I kind of stay out of the way so everybody else can get their taxes done. But, for years and years, I had to prep all my taxes and stuff well in advance and get all the paperwork in. I mean, there's a lot to it for some people. So I want to make sure that we give them this information. I was just go ahead and put this in the chat box right now. This information about taxes, and there it is. Where there's I think maybe next week we could give some other sources too, because I know there's going to be some on the VA facilities, yes. That'll help. Of some, because let's do that for people, because that's it's hard to try to figure that out last minute, or you might be homeless and you don't know where to go, or we might even ask the Family Wellness Center. Maybe they have something.
Well, and that's something I'm going to look into, particularly for the Los Angeles area veterans and everything like that. And we'll have that out. I know overall, as we get closer to the April 15th tax deadline, that the AARP Foundation's tax aid is among the programs aimed at helping the military community.
Is that right? Oh, okay.
Yes. File their state and federal tax return. So the tax aid is free and it's available by appointment only to all veterans, military personnel, and their families, regardless of age or whether they are AARP members, which is great information.
No, that is too, because there's a lot of things VA-wise that are tax exempt for veterans and things. And so, some specialized help, is needed sometimes, I mean, I'm always happy for any kind of legal advice before we screw something up, because we are special. We have special things going on, with our benefits packages and all that stuff. So, yeah.
And I think that the cool thing is that what we're hearing about the vaccinations and also with the tax help is it's open to veterans of all ages. All ages is awesome. I just a little additional note, the nationwide tax help program is usually geared toward people 50 and older or those who have low to moderate incomes, but tax aid is open to anyone free of charge. AARP membership isn't required to take advantage of tax aid's knowledgeable.
Oh, nice.
Any sales pitch for any other services. So no sales pitches, all ages. It's tax help for veterans.
That's cool. That's very, very cool. Because I mean, even interest from VA life insurance policies has to be figured into, and people don't know that about our benefits unless we get some specific help and VA disability payments, for crying out loud. I mean, that's a different thing. And taxes on any homes or property that we might have, that kind of reduction, and on educational benefits for So this is something that's really important to not just assume that and do your own taxes if you want. But for goodness sake, I mean, I don't know.
It's especially important, Gayle, with the stimulus coming up and things like that.
There's another point.
Yes, you know how passionate I am about the homeless situation, and there's veterans out there that could receive the stimulus with having taking advantage of some of these things. So that's why we're putting it out there here on Voice of the Veteran, and and we'll keep doing that as the deadline approaches.
Yeah, we don't want you to miss out on anything. And if we know about something, we're going to try to let you know about it one way or another. So we'll keep up on this, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when we refine more what we know about the tax situation. We'll bring it up and it'll be under veterans taxes in our library.
Yes.
So it'll be that subject matter. So we'll do that. What do you think about talking about this Soldier Angels Baby Brigade thing that I found? Virtual babies, baby showers.
It's super cool. I was reading up about it, Gayle. Absolutely. Let's talk about the Soldiers Angels Baby Brigade.
Let me get the thing in the chat box, because I'm telling you, this is going to be something people have already been emailing me about, saying, how they want to be part of this, to help out. They want to take advantage of it, and I don't want to miss out on this, because this is a national thing. This isn't just a local thing.
I'll tell them I'll tell our audience a little bit about how it works. Eligible families will need to register to receive support from Soldiers Angels and provide some paperwork that will help Soldiers Angels confirm you are who you say you are. And during that registration process, you'll be able to provide details about the baby's due date and if it's a boy or a girl, or if it's a surprise. And even with the planned theme.
You're always a surprise. Give me a break.
My beautiful 16-year-old was a surprise.
I'm telling you, what the heck?
And even what the planned theme and color is for the nursery. So most importantly, you'll include links to your existing registries or select from a list of needed items. And from there, you sit back, relax, and enjoy your quiet time before the new baby arrives.
Yeah, right. Quiet time. It's a big pain. The whole thing's a pain. Where do you get this baby out of me? God,
Well, no more quiet time after the baby arrives. Soldiers Angels volunteers will shop, pack, ship, and even make hand-make items to help you welcome your new bundle of joy.
Check it out.
Yes.
So, there's I think I read that there's like no guarantee that you're going to get everything that you might want, but they're going to really work with you. They want you to put your registry down, for crying out loud. You know how sometimes you register for, like, I don't know, whatever, Babies R Us or Target or whatever it is that's near you. And, they want to know about what you've registered for so they can actually try to comply with your needs. I mean, this isn't just going to, I almost said, deliver a bunch of crap, but I don't want to do that because of the beginning of the show. So they're not going to just deliver a bunch of shitty stuff. Oh man, I did it again.
Nobody likes the bad gift giving. I'm not.
No. See, that's why this is so cool. This is actually a benefit that, I mean, I'm surprised by it. I'm just looking down the page here at all the great stuff. I mean, they even send notes of congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really, really making an effort. Like you said, homemade things.
Yes, homemade things. There's also a gift basket from Soldiers Angels. The handmade items. Yes, and what's so cool is that there are teams of Soldiers Angels that are doing sewing and crafting. A lot of different talented volunteers, and then there's Soldiers Angels virtual teams, including the Baby Brigade. And during that registration process, families will be asked if they would like to receive handmade items like a bib, a blanket, and booties. And if so,
little booties, little camo booties.
Or maybe even those mittens. Remember those mittens that were very popular a couple months ago? Maybe.
That's right. They're the ones that have the string between them, so they don't, some baby can hang themselves in the bed. Dangerous stuff.
But the cool thing is military. It's military driven, and if the Soldiers Angels Sewing and Crafts team will be deployed to provide unique items as requested. And why should a veteran join or family join? Soldiers Angels has been supporting the military community since 2003. Originally, they were established as a care package organization supporting deployed service members. The organization has since grown to provide services to support every phase of military life. So with the outpouring of support provided by everyday citizens through Soldiers Angels, you and your family will see that the bright light of American patriotism is still very much alive and well.
It is. This is all branches of service. This is everybody. This is just military. And I'm excited. I'm excited about this.
I am too.
This is something I didn't know about. And I'm just happy to, let people know what's going on with that. I really am.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess that's the beginning, middle, and end of that subject. Let's go for something else. What do you think? I'll try this whole health thing.
Yeah, let's do some live whole health. Let me adjust my posture.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, let's just take easy breezy lemon squeezy. You know what I'm saying?
Our posture and how we sit and stand can make a difference. Right. How we feel. Sounds strange? Let's try a little exercise. Sitting where you are, slouch over, let your head hang, maybe even try furrowing your brow, clench your jaw and fist, and take note of how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Now, that's why I started standing up during all the shows and all these Zooms. I don't sit down anymore because I feel so much better. Remember, we were talking about I hope this isn't a HIPAA violation here, but you and I both had, numbness in our hands going down. We're going, man, what's going on? It's my neck or my shoulder, or how come I've got this tingling in my finger stuff? So I started standing up all the time during Zooms and, just trying to have better posture and, that kind of thing. And I feel so much better. Just not being like this in the front of the Zoom thing all the time, all slouching down. Yeah. You know how people, you get on a Zoom and they're like down here in the corner?
Yeah,
top of their head. And what are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. They're just down here.
And you're right, Gayle, posture matters. Now, for me, I got to admit, guys, I try to be too cool for school. So for me, I'm always lean back and playing it cool because honestly, I feel comfortable that way. And the rigidity of society doesn't get to me. But as I get older and my back, I'm starting to have back pain and things like that. Posture is definitely something that I have to pay attention to. And of course, this helps, right? Just talking about it.
Well, you do all your bike riding and everything, for goodness sakes. I mean, it isn't like you don't exercise, but you go in and start slouching around and pinching and everything, and all of a sudden, you got other problems going on that are unnecessary. So,
yeah. But I don't posture judge though. No posture judge. No posture judge. The cool people of the world totally go against the posture thing. But as I get older, I hit 70 balls, golf balls the other day, and my back is still killing me from it. So posture is important. Of course, Gayle was nice enough to give me an electric blanket, which I'm using as a heating pad. Like right
now. Aren't you nice? Oh, well, no, it matters sometimes to have heat on you when you've done something like that. I've done that recently, my own self.
Yeah, so it's cool that we're talking about posture. I know, Gayle, you had something about the Women's Health Clinic that you were going to tell us.
I do. So let's say that's the beginning and middle and end of the, the posture thing. But, I just like to bring it up because it's a good thing to remember. So, Women's Health Clinic. Now, this is specifically about VA West LA, and it's not national, but it is national also because there are different the Congress mandates that there will be a Model 3 clinic at various VAs. It depends on the size of them and whatever else. But I just want to run this down for people because we hear this so often about what a Model 3 clinic is for women. So a comprehensive Model 3 women's clinic was funded in the early 1990s, at VA West LA. It's specifically at VA West LA. And a Model 3 clinic is a one-stop clinic, so you don't have to go all over the place. You have a primary care doctor. You have a mental health person. I'm not sure if that's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but you have a mental health person in the clinic. You have a social worker. You have a GYN doctor or person who can do that kind of work. Maybe it's a nurse practitioner, I'm not sure. And you have a pharmacist, so you don't have to go to the, pharmacy and tell them I've got this and check in with them. You already check in and then you go pick up your prescription at the pharmacy. And you have a nutritionist that you can meet with, which is important to me. Dietitians and nutritionists, I love meeting with them and making sure that I have a plan about how I need to eat or whatever like that, because that's important too. Yeah, that's a Model 3.
Well, Gayle, the cool thing about that, right? Model 3 is that it's going to have its own entrance and it's one single location.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, that's right. One single location. So you're not, and that's what's so cool about the VA too. Tell me it isn't, man. You go to the VA, you get everything done at one facility. You go to the dentist, you go to the lab, the civilians are running around. The doctor says, here's a thing, go over to the lab. It's over there around the corner and up the street and whatever else. And then you have to do a separate thing or on a separate day or whatever. No. At the VA, you do everything at once. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And I would like the women's clinic to be more of that. Now, I just want to say real quickly, Model 2. Model 2 is shared, separate clinic space, but shared with the men's clinics, and there's no GYN in that facility. So then Model 1 is just regular primary access care. So that's enough about that. But I just want to say how wonderful it has been recently for now. It's a federal mandate for the VAs to have lactation pods. And these lactation pods are like movable units. Now, that doesn't mean they're on wheels. It just means that they're movable to one building or another, or down the hall. It's not a permanent structure. And this is a really cool place with a code on the door, a key that you would get from the program manager, like, I don't know, and Renee Andreessen would have the code or something, and you can go feed your baby and change their diaper and have a quiet place and not be out in the lobby with a bunch of people coughing and sneezing and everything. And you can further protect the baby from hospital miasmas, and all that kind of stuff. And it's even more important now, with all the the bug.
Yes.
Hopefully that we're almost finished with. But that's all I want to say about that. That breastfeeding thing is important. And like I said, it is federally mandated. Both of these items are. And this VISN, VA West LA, is trying to comply with those mandates as best they can with all the other things that are going on. Yeah. And that's really the end of that subject, Scott. I was going to launch into the metro, but I can't because we haven't planned to talk about that because it's not national.
But Gayle, did you want to share information as we talk about the breastfeeding and the pregnancy? I know that we have this piece where the VA is listening to questions about the COVID-19 vaccine and is hosting a blog series on questions from veterans.
You're right.
To tell everybody what you think about, is it safe to get a COVID-19 vaccine during pregnancy?
I'm going to guess yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I dropped in the chat box the link that you provided there for our audience. But also, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, if you're pregnant and want the COVID-19 vaccine, you should be able to receive it.
That's what I thought. I thought I looked at that and read that somewhere. But yes, absolutely. That's good. I'm glad you brought it up because, I think everybody, we're not the ones giving anybody advice here. We're reading what the CDC says. But you know what? You ask your own doctor and what your individual situation is. Maybe somebody's had some kind of a reaction to a shot before. And, you got to weigh that with your doctor and get the best advice. But yeah, that's what I heard, that you can, it's safe for that.
Yeah, while we're on whole health, I just wanted to speak about something that has been near and dear to me and something that's been helping me on a daily basis. And that's transcendental meditation. Gayle always talks about Spirit Mountain, and of course, I have not been to Spirit Mountain yet. However, it always gets me to think about what really helps me daily. And the David Lynch Foundation provides training in transcendental meditation for veterans, and it's free of charge. So I was able to take advantage of that. And I've been practicing for 2 years now, and it's been an incredible change in my life. And I just wanted to share that for veterans out there, just to make sure that I got it out there. I actually sat on the beach and watched the sunset with 4 other veterans the other day, and we all did our meditation together. And it was just truly awesome to watch veterans blossom and some of those symptoms and anxieties and difficulties entering in and out of situations that used to challenge me have subsided. And this is my personal experience, my firsthand personal experience. But because it's done that for me, I wanted to say something about it because it's really alleviated a lot of that external anxiety. It's what helps me be able to sit here on Voice of the Veteran and be able to speak openly and freely. And so I just wanted to get that out there to other veterans while we talked about whole health. It is available free of charge through the David Lynch Foundation for Veterans. And it is very helpful for those veterans that experience PTSD.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And you know what, Nicholas, we should say also that the VA has several different kinds of meditation. Think there's the mindfulness training too, through the family family
Yeah.
wellness center,
I,
and everybody has a different approach to what the way that they learn to meditate. And at first, I mean, I couldn't sit still that long. And people say that to me too. How could you even, why, what are you doing? What are you thinking all that time? And I'm going, well, I mean, I think it's great that there are so many options.
different modalities, and I
Yes,
think
yes,
what's
yes.
awesome is that veterans, I know myself, I actually try to take advantage of a lot of those things. As a veteran, I could walk out of the VA with a lot of medication. And I know what helps me
Oh,
is the meditation helps. Of course, I'm trained in mindfulness also. I've
mhm.
The VA has also helped me with mindfulness. The Veteran Family Wellness Center, the VFWC, also, I believe, provides courses in that as well. And I would just encourage veterans to seek out whatever modality works for you. I'm simply sharing what works for me, and that's transcendental meditation.
You try it out like you try out a therapist. If you don't get along with him, you find somebody else, and it's the same thing with all of this kind of thing. But to take a break, to be able to control your mind and not have, what do they call it, monkey brain or craziness going on, in your head and everything, and to be able to have peace. I mean, when you have PTSD and stuff, is like a gift, you
And
know?
yes, very much so. And I found that it works in concert with exposure. I mean, a lot of different other things. It works in concert with that for me. I've traveled a great distance in a short amount of time, and that's
Yeah,
to VA's credit. That's to the Veteran Family Wellness Centers on the West LA VA campuses credit, and of
right.
course to my veteran to veterans conversations and even doing this show. It's all helped me grow and move forward. And
And
any
following me around at comedy shows. I mean, seriously, I'm the one that got you laughing for a while there.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Peter Trevelis of the David Lynch Foundation. Yes, my
That's
GM
right.
instructor is Peter Trevelis. He's also an amazing writer who's got a great manuscript coming out, and I love Peter Trevelis, and
I
he's
do too. He's a good friend. He's a
yeah,
good
he's
friend. Nice guy. Yeah.
nice guy, and he is my instructor, and I'm so grateful because it helps, it works for me, and
Yeah.
so does mindfulness.
Yeah, that's the thing. You find what your major tool is. The thing you like, I mean, we eat food that we like and we meditate the way we like. And it's just, I don't think, and people in various religions have their version of meditation too. And I just think I just always couldn't get a handle on it until I tried many different things. And now I just, you know,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
I get it, Gail. I get
yeah,
it. I mean, the cool thing, and that's what's awesome about being a veteran, being able to take advantage of all of these great opportunities and modalities, which help move me forward
yeah.
to living a life of where I'm freer in my environment, and I'm grateful for that.
Do you know how many people tell me things like that about you and how proud so many people are of you and all the effort that you make to just be a better person in the world? I mean, it isn't like you're ever, I mean, and you do always seem at peace, I mean, wow, maybe not, you
No,
suck.
no, no, but
Not when you're doing your poop test, but yeah.
well, right. There's things that cause me anxiety, like the poop test. The poop test is very difficult for me. But
Oh,
no, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I know I'm not alone in that as a
no.
veteran. There's a lot of work we all put in every day just to enter a room sometimes, just
Yeah,
to be around others sometimes.
like
And
this show today.
Yes, and sometimes people don't see the work, but
Yeah.
as a veteran, I know that there's a lot of work that goes into that because I do that work myself, and I wake up and do it every day, so I can be
You
of
do,
service.
don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's impressive to be, but I guess once you get started, it becomes part of your day and you seem to just, schedule that as a regular thing. And, that's impressive, actually.
It
Just
was.
want,
Well, I want to be available to my fellow veteran, and of course, I want to take care of me first. One of the hardest things I learned, I had to learn when I went to the VA, was that it started with me.
uh,
So I wanted to put everybody else before everything, and I realized that I had to put this veteran first. And when I started putting this veteran first, this veteran was able to do more for other veterans, and
isn't that the truth?
yeah, and I see that in you obviously as well, Gail. I mean.
Oh, thank you. That is true. We do.
Well, Gail does a lot of work too. I know because Gail and I bump into each other all the time, and one of the reasons is because we're always doing that work, and so we cross paths in some of these various
That's true. That's true.
opportunities for veterans to.
I'm going to quit volunteering you for stuff. I apologize. I'm always volunteering you for something. I'm going, why don't you have Nicholas do? Nicholas would be great at that. Oh my gosh, let Nicholas do. Yeah.
I'm like, Gail, I'm all right. I'm doing it. Yeah, I just.
This would be a great opportunity. Yeah.
I'm just trying to learn how to ask a girl out, Gail. I'm not really trying to save the world. I'm just
all right. Congressional legislation later. Yeah.
Will you go out with me? I'm working on
that. That's so funny. Hey, so let's give Franco a little transition for the library and say that's the beginning, middle, and end of that. But I want to connect about V.P.A.N and talk about their interface with, because I'm just still learning about them.
Yes.
So V.P.A.N is I'm going to say it for people who don't already know, because I'm telling you, it took me a while to get a handle on it. And I shouldn't have to do that. Maybe that's a communication thing that, I want to make sure that people know what that is. Because I go around, like yesterday when I was down at the American Legion, and I said, so do you people know about V.P.A.N? They go, V.P.A.N, and they're thinking through all their, all the letters, alphabet soup at the VA, and I say V.P.A.N, it's the vet, what is it? Let me get it straight.
Veteran Peer Access Network.
Yeah, Veteran Peer Access. So buddy to buddy. They're big on buddy checks and things like that. And so is the American Legion. Did you know that the American Legion actually has a buddy check program?
No, I didn't know that.
They do. They have an entire package that you can put. See, that's what happens when I become a VSO. I start reading stuff, and it's over. There's just so many things for us to access out there. And the American Legion has a buddy kit to help you plan. And they suggest too that if it's your birthday, they will give you a list of people that need to be checked on, and you can make phone calls on your birthday to check on a list of people that need to be checked on. So there are plans and things that people do out there to check on veterans and just say, hey, I'm Gayle, and I just want to give you a call and see what you're up to and how you're getting everything you need at the VA. And this isn't just for VSOs. This is for American Legion members.
Oh,
and it's on their website, for crying out loud. Yeah. So
I know some of that. It's cool that they have official network set up for veteran to veteran and buddy, battle buddies and things.
V.P.A.N?
Yes. Well, I remember Christina Garcia, who was on Voice of the Veteran, mentioned that it actually is battle buddies and things like that. And I know we're unofficial battle buddies, right, Gayle? But
we are.
Yes, but it's cool that there's official networks still set up for it, and we like to share those with our audience on Voice of the Veteran.
Yeah. They are the V.P.A.N is linkage, to communicate these different things available to veterans. So if there's anything that you need, I would give them a call and test them. I actually went and signed up at their website just to see how it works so I can get involved and understand the process and everything. And it was simple. It was just no big deal. you know. And I just said, well, this is a test because you know how we call these numbers and try to make sure. Well, I went through and signed up for V.P.A.N, you know, and just said, well, I'm a friend of Christina's, but I just want to go through this process and make sure that, you know, when I do it, that I'm not sending anybody on a goose chase or something like that. And so no issues, you know.
Right. Shout out to Bob Rubin, because he helped teach me that to test out things before I share them with people, and it's been really helpful to make sure that things actually are going where we think they're going when we test them, like Gayle just mentioned.
Well, who the heck wants to go to a website that doesn't work, or a phone number? I mean, if you're going to kill yourself, you want the number to work, right? I mean, seriously, you know, suicide hotline needs to work, you know?
Yes, it does.
Let's talk about, okay, that's beginning, end, and middle of V.P.A.N, but let's talk a little bit about another organization that you know a lot more about than I do. And that's the Mindful Veteran Project. Did I get that name right?
Previously, the Mindful Warrior Project.
Right. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, but yes, you are right, Gayle. You are right.
So what has been what is their mission? What is their purpose? And we just talked about V.P.A.N, and now we're talking about this. And what is it that they do for veterans? Now, they have a website, or what, you know, calendar?
I believe so. And that maybe I don't have the website readily available right now, but I will say that my experience has been that I have been able to go to operas. For me, as an artist, you know, I needed to reacclimate myself to the art community. You know, because of certain things I was experiencing, I needed to reacclimate myself to some things. But I knew that there was an artist inside of me. So the Mindful Veteran Project works in conjunction with the LA Opera, and the LA Opera is pretty cool. I had never been to the opera, but through the Mindful Veteran Project, I was able to go to the opera and sit through. I think I've been to maybe 6 or 7 operas at this point. And as I've grown,
seriously.
No, seriously, I've been to like 6 or 7 operas. I enjoy the opera very much. I enjoy the opera very much. So veterans have an opportunity to go to the opera. That's one of the major things I take advantage of. I also take advantage of the Dodgers game because I love the Dodgers, you know. I have also gone to the Dodgers games with the Mindful Veteran Project, and that was super cool. That wasn't this last year, obviously, because we weren't able to attend in the stadium. But when we are able to attend, that is an opportunity provided to veterans through the Mindful Veteran Project, and also mindfulness practices as well. Those can be held at the Brentwood Presbyterian outside of the West LA VA. Now, that's how I found it, because obviously I spent some time out on the West Los Angeles campus. But we also, I think the first time I got it was put on my radar was we were watching, there was a event where the Black Panther was showing. Black Panther was being viewed, and we watched Black Panther, and we kind of and we talked about it afterwards. And you know, I hadn't had an opportunity to see it, so that was actually I want to say maybe my first time seeing Black Panther. And that's where the Mindful Veteran Project got on my radar. Another veteran invited me out there, and I've also volunteered for the Mindful Veteran Project as well.
Now, I know we're getting short of time, and I'm going to say that's the end of that for right now, but I know they've been delivering you donuts and all kinds of fun things too. So they actually take care of veterans.
Yeah, the donuts, you know what I'm saying? I would prefer an acai bowl. You know what I mean? I don't want to be picky, but an acai bowl is really where my stomach is.
There you go. There you go. Well, I have a heavy duty subject, and it's not going to be a happy one to end on, but I'm going to do it quickly because it's military sexual trauma, and I just mushed it all together. Now, I'm going to send these links out because it's important, and I think maybe you and I could think about covering this a little bit more on another show, but I want to get this started so that we have something in the library and people have links on this issue, because it is a big deal. And it's not only a big deal in the military, it's also a big deal at the VA. there are situations where staff and and people aren't safe, and sometimes it's difficult to know what to do about it because sometimes people are mentally ill. And how do we deal with this? And what kind of a policy can we actually have that keeps the staff safe? What is the phone number that, let's say, a VSO is leaving at night, and can they call the police, or is there a security guard, that will put something in the log that they walked somebody out to the parking lot or help them out that way? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's going on and I'm just not aware of it. But I remember my sister was working at the hospital, and she could always call a police officer to walk her out to the parking lot because, parking lots are notorious for people having problems because they're putting packages away, or they want to get home and they're not quite paying attention to what they're doing. And, and some, predator comes along and ruins your life, And so I'm thinking about, what can we do at the VA to have a policy and something in advance rather than after the fact, or simply saying, we have this, white ribbon thing coming up, and, it's don't harass people. Well, that's all fine to say naughty, naughty, don't harass anybody. But I'm talking about serious things that, how do we stop them from happening as much as we can stop them from happening, And so that's why I wanted to put up the links and stuff. And it's something that I also would like to cover some more, when we have more time and,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know you care about that too, because who wants,
my eyes as a veteran are opening to that, because obviously when you're on a campus and you have veterans in varying degrees of recovery in situations, there's a whole lot of things that can go on. And I think, of course, I have so many veteran friends in military family that male and female that experience military sexual trauma. So it's absolutely something that's real. It's something that has to be continually addressed. And I'm glad that we're going to be doing that on Voice of the Veteran.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. And and we're going to do more stuff, with that. And there's got to be homeless issues regarding these kinds of things also, so we want to make sure and include that community in on this kind of thing too. Some kind of protection policy is what I'm saying. So, I see that's teeny print right there, but that's a mindfulness warrior.
Well, that's G. Cornell Smith is dropping information on Gayle Sofer, the executive director of the Mindful Veteran Project, and G and I
put the link up there too.
Yes, G and I actually recently did a panel on anonymous lover, actually at the LA Opera for the Mindful Veteran Project, and it was a nice experience. Veterans getting together. It was the anonymous lover was the first. I guess it was an opera that we discussed some of the themes about the Black experience and how the parallels were, because it was an interracial romance that was covered by the LA Opera.
So interesting.
Yes, very cool panel. The LA Opera is amazing to veterans. These are orchestra seats. When we are going to the opera, they are orchestra seats. There's professionals that just can't afford orchestra seats and have never sat in the orchestra. As veterans, through the Mindful Veteran Project and LA Opera, we are able to sit in orchestra seats and enjoy the opera. And I'm grateful for that, and grateful to Gayle Sofer and the Mindful Veteran Project, and of course the LA Opera.
They don't give you donuts to eat in that front row, do they?
No, you can't eat. My daughter tried to bring some food in there. I told her you can't just bring in food in the opera.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn it, this is the orchestra. We can't bring in the
throwing stuff at the guy back there in the timpani, just boo, boo.
Don't embarrass me in front of these people. No.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I suppose we ought to wrap up the show because of MC Franklin's back there. Go, come on, suckers. You could go on forever today, but don't do it. Don't do it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Awesome. Do we have anything else, Gayle? I know.
No. I just wanted to make sure that I got those links in for military sexual trauma and whatever. We could say that's my wrap and recap is that I care about, that's my takeaway this time. I mean, the baby stuff, all that stuff is really important, but military sexual trauma is an ongoing thing with veterans and homeless and all across the board. It affects a lot of people. It's not just about the military. So that's going to be my wrap and recap. And if you want to sign off, you just go for it.
I think, you know what? My takeaway, honestly, is the all ages thing. The fact that tax help is available for veterans of all ages, that you don't have to be a member of the AARP to receive that help. And also that vaccinations in the Los Angeles area are open to veterans of all ages is just amazing to me right now that's where we are as a city taking care of veterans in Los Angeles. So that's my takeaway.
And I hear Kaiser, now go check first, but I hear rumor control tells me that the Kaiser, you don't have to be a member of Kaiser to get a vaccine.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, looky there. So, and hospitals and churches and, just keep looking. Don't get frustrated trying to get an appointment for a vaccine because, it's important that we do this and get this thing down the road and our lives back. So
yes.
I'm sorry, my phone's ringing and I don't know what to do about it. So let's say that's the Voice of the Veteran show. I'll see you next week along with Nicholas. Oh my God, the phone's ringing. I gotta go get it.
Shout out to G.
Later. Bye.
Take care, y'all. Have a great week.